Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? I am Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour charts. So Bitcoin on the 4-hour. Look at this. Isn't this just isn't this just fantastic? Yeah. So we are basically above our $18,500 level, quite cleanly above it as well, which is good to see. So we're quite a ways, well, I say quite a ways, obviously with the volatility we're getting at the moment, $400 $500 is maybe not that far, but yeah, we are away from it anyway, which is good. Can we basically accelerate away from this level, or are we sort of having a bit of a swing failure above here where we hold up here for a small amount of time and then we drop below? And then come back down and test potentially 17,500, maybe even lower than that. But yeah, we'll have to see. Or do we continue onwards and upwards? We do have this next level of resistance here, underside at pretty much 19,500 and top side at 20,000. So I think 20,000 is, as we all know, a very psychological number for crypto, for Bitcoin, sorry. So for us to get back above 20,000, that may be what sort of starts to ring a lot of not alarm bells. That has negative connotations, but draws people's attention back to Bitcoin if we're back above 20,000, especially with all the FUD that's gone on. So yeah, maybe this is an important level. It's obviously the next area I've got shaded in grey. But yeah, this level was important to me, taking out these lows, holding above here, which whereas we have on a few 4-hour candles, we haven't significantly, so we haven't got like a weekly close up here, although obviously it is Friday today, but yeah, we haven't had a weekly or a couple of weekly closes above here, so it's not certain yet that the bottom is in. Not that it ever will be certain, but yeah, we've got work to do, but it is obviously looking really good. Looking at stock markets as well, they are at an extremely important level, as we've been talking about. No surprise, we're struggling here. The downward sloping trend line, the horizontal resistance. If we break above here, we should accelerate pretty quickly past these highs onwards towards maybe 4,300. Could be pretty impressive. It is good that we've got this CPI number out of the way and we didn't get wrecked on it, so that is good to see. The speaking of getting wrecked though, the dollar continues lower. I mean, it's there or thereabouts this next level, but we did kind of say the real important level for the dollar where it may put in a bounce or at least not come down with so much ease through is this level here, which we haven't got too much more to go. So yeah, maybe we do squeeze a bit more, maybe squeeze next week as a bullish week, and then maybe sideways to down consolidation in risk assets. Good to see oil up as well as of today, as of these current times. Oil is more just a barometer of the health of the global economy. 10-year down there below this support now, and actually around about these recent lows. So that is good. That is looking good for us. For our risk assets. We'll have a quick glance at gold as well. Gold 1900 handle, heading towards its next level, accelerating away from this very important level, 1840 to 1880 level of resistance. So yeah, if we do look at a larger time frame for gold, you can see this sort of pop-up we had to the highs here. The pop-up highs here, there is a level, as you can see, this high here, there is a level of what is probably pretty important resistance, and also I expect if it's there or thereabouts, the 618 basically target from this move down. So I suggest I would suspect we are going to find the resistance in and around this area and struggle to continue up in a straight line. But gold, dollar has that little bit of a juice left in its downside tank. So maybe we do get a bit more of a push up and then we start to consolidate sideways. And then what we would hope for gold bulls is to hold above that 1880 level. What else we'll look at? Yeah, Ethereum Satoshi pairing not doing as great here, but Bitcoin is taking the main seat. We are at an important horizontal level, as we can see. We have come down pretty quickly into it, so that is not good so far as the chances of us holding it, and we're actually below it anyway if we actually look. So yeah, I mean, we could be looking at this back to this 72. We could be looking at an actual full on retest of this downward sloping trend line stroke horizontal support, one or two of these. We didn't really backtest at any point, as you can see, so it wouldn't be unreasonable to see us backtest it and then bounce, even if it comes there pretty quick, hits the support and then bounces. The USD pairing is obviously kind of stalling out under this resistance as well. I mean, this is probably partly why the Satoshi pairing is struggling also. Some people did want to look at Cardano as well. Let's have a look at it on this chart. Let's zoom out and have a look at it on a weekly. How is it looking? Wow. It's a pretty dead looking chart. However, you may look at this and think there is probably limited downside in at this point. This is obviously the market cap, but I mean it's going to be basically the same as the price. But yeah, you can see there's probably limited downside, and we could be having a bit of a pump here. It does look yeah, it does look like it's going to struggle to go lower basically. And XRP someone asked about as well. We'll actually look at the price rather than the market cap. Yeah, I mean similarly, I mean it's very easy to go long this chart and then just have your stop below here, so not a limited risk and obviously a huge upside. So that's all I can really say on those. What else should we look at? Stochastics for Bitcoin. Let's get them up. They've got to be looking good, as we know. I mean, I guess these 12-hour dailies may be still holding up there. Yeah, very elevated in this 12-hour and looking to turn back down from an extremely high level. But that is to be expected with the move we've had. Daily extremely high, looking to turn back over. But then we get to the good stuff. Buy daily, very good looking and plenty of room to run. 3 days, same good looking, plenty of room to run. And then 5 day, even more room to run. Weekly looking good, bi-weekly turning up and getting some acceleration to the upside. And then this monthly looking to turn up as well, finally. So yeah, I mean, is the next port of call 30k, and then we do some wild shenanigans to the downside, potentially. Let's have a look at the weekly. I mean, again, Xing off this part, if we just look at kind of here, it is a very downtrodden, beaten up looking chart, but looking like it could test upside before it did test downside. And yeah, obviously into this area, which is actually starting around 30,000, ending around 35,000, is a very viable target, even for just a bearish retracement. So yeah, that is it, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.